During a dark period for the Israelites, who suffered oppression from the Philistines for 40 years, there was a man in the town of Zorah named Manoah from the tribe of Dan. Manoah's wife, though she desired greatly, was barren and had no children. One day, the angel of the Lord appeared to her and announced, "You are barren and have no children, but you will conceive and give birth to a son. Be sure not to drink wine or fermented drink, and not to eat anything unclean. The boy will be a Nazirite." Amazed by the message, the woman ran to tell her husband. Manoah prayed to the Lord, asking that the angel return to teach them how to raise the boy. God answered Manoah's prayer, and the angel returned. Manoah asked, "When your words come true, what is to be the rule for the boy's life and work?" The angel reiterated the instructions. Manoah should follow everything that had been commanded. Soon, Manoah's wife gave birth to a son and named him Samson. As Samson grew, the Lord blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to stir him. When he was young, Samson went down to Timnah and saw a Philistine woman. He returned home and told his parents, "I have seen a Philistine woman in Timnah. Now get her for me as a wife." His parents were concerned, asking if there were no acceptable women among their relatives or among the people of Israel. But Samson insisted, "She is the right one for me." During the wedding feast in Timnah, Samson posed a riddle to his 30 Philistine companions. "If you can give me the answer to this riddle within 7 days, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes. If you cannot tell me the answer, you must give me 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes." The riddle was, out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. After 3 days without an answer, the Philistines threatened Samson's wife. She then begged Samson to tell her the answer to the riddle, and he agreed. Later, Samson went to Gaza, where he spent the night with a woman. When the Gazatis learned of this, they surrounded the place, planning to kill him at dawn. In the middle of the night, Samson tore off the city gates, posts and all, and carried them to the top of a hill. After this, Samson fell in love with Delilah in the valley of Sorek. The Philistine rulers asked Delilah to find out the secret of Samson's strength. Delilah tried several times to discover the secret. Samson deceived her. Finally, he revealed that his secret lay in his hair, which had never been cut. Delilah then cut Samson's hair while he slept, and the Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes, and forced him to grind grain in prison. As he approached Lehi, Philistines came toward him, shouting. The Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon Samson, and he broke the ropes as if they were charred flax. Finding the jawbone of a donkey, Samson killed 1,000 Philistines with it. Exhausted, he cried out to the Lord for water, and God provided water from the jawbone, refreshing him. Determined to take revenge, Samson attacked the Philistines with great violence and fled to a cave. The Philistines camped in Judah, and 3,000 men of Judah went to Samson, asking why he had done this. Samson replied, "I did to them what they did to me." They bound him with new ropes and handed him over to the Philistines. Later, during the wheat harvest, Samson went to visit his wife, but her father told him she had been given to another man. Samson, enraged, captured 300 foxes, tied them in pairs and set fire to their tails, releasing them into the Philistine grain fields, burning their crops and vineyards. In retaliation, the Philistines burned Samson's wife and her father's house. On the 7th day, the Philistines solved the riddle, and Samson, furious, said, "If you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle." The Spirit of the Lord came upon Samson, who went down to Ashkelon, struck down 30 men, took their belongings, and gave them to those who had explained the riddle. Burning with anger, Samson went back to his home, and his wife was given to one of his companions. During the wedding feast in Timnah, Samson posed a riddle to his 30 Philistine companions. "If you can give me the answer to this riddle within 7 days, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes. If you cannot tell me the answer, you must give me 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes." The riddle was, out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. After 3 days without an answer, the Philistines threatened Samson's wife. She then begged Samson to tell her the answer to the riddle, and he agreed. During a Philistine celebration, Samson was brought out to entertain the guests. He asked to be placed near the pillars that supported the temple and prayed to the Lord, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just once more, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." Samson pushed against the pillars with all his might, causing the temple to collapse, killing many Philistines and himself. Samson's life is a powerful reminder of how God can use even imperfect individuals to fulfill his purposes. His extraordinary strength was combined with human weaknesses, but in the end, he accomplished his divine mission. Through his story, we learn about the importance of faith, the dangers of temptation, and the ultimate sovereignty of God's will. Wise lesson: no matter how great our strength or weaknesses, God can transform our lives and use them to accomplish His greater purposes, if we are willing to trust in Him and seek His guidance.